This is a video. How did ancient humans have privacy? If this is garbage, we'll just drop it. But otherwise, I'm kind of curious.
You're lying in bed. Your partner is next to you. The door is closed.
Imagine having a partner. Fuck.
The lights are off. You're alone. For 99% of human history, this moment didn't exist. There were no doors, no walls, no bedrooms, just you, your family, and 20 other people sleeping 5 feet away. So how did ancient humans have privacy? The short answer is they didn't. The long answer is way more interesting.
Okay.
Let's start with the reality. For roughly 300,000 years, humans lived in small groups of 15 to 50 people. You weren't just related to everyone around you. You were physically next to them, all the time. Hunter-gatherer camps had no walls, no separate rooms, no private spaces. You slept in a pile.
Around when did we start? When was the first... You know what? When did humans build the first... I don't want to say houses. Shelter. 400 to 500,000 years ago is when we started seeing huts and windbreaks.
For warmth, you ate together. You sat around the same fire. If you needed to have a conversation, everyone heard it. If you were angry, everyone knew. And if you and your partner wanted time alone, everyone was aware of that too. So how did couples deal with this? Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer groups have found a few consistent patterns. The first strategy is timing. Most intimate moments happened at night when it was dark and people were asleep or pretending to sleep. Darkness provided a kind of psychological privacy even when physical privacy didn't exist. The second strategy is distance. Couples would walk away from camp. Not far because leaving the firelight meant danger from predators.
Right.
But far enough that they weren't directly next to everyone else. 50 feet in the dark is basically invisible. The third strategy, and this one's important, is social protocol. Everyone pretended not to notice. Think about it like this. You're in a small tent with your family on a camping trip. Someone needs to change clothes. You don't stare.
Yes,
you look
do.
away.
You stare right at them.
You give them psychological space, even though physical space doesn't exist. That's what ancient humans did. They developed social rules around privacy. You don't acknowledge certain things even though you're aware of them. But here's where it gets interesting. Privacy as a concept might not have mattered to them the way it matters to us. Anthropologist Colin Turnbull spent years living with the Mbuti people in Central Africa. He noted that they had no word for privacy, not because they were primitive, but because the idea of needing to be alone was foreign to them. Being alone meant being vulnerable. It meant being separated from the protection of the group. For most of human history, solitude wasn't a luxury. It was a death sentence. Let's talk about the bathroom situation because everyone wonders about this. Ancient humans didn't have toilets.
Sure.
They didn't have outhouses. When you needed to go, you walked away from camp, usually to a designated area downwind. You did your business and came back. Was it private? By modern standards, no. You were visible.
This is just camping rules. You would just do this. You know, you go camping, you do the same thing now anyway. Surely they had ditches. Well, yeah, you would dig a hole, probably.
But again, social protocol mattered. People didn't follow you. They didn't watch. They gave you the illusion of privacy through intentional ignorance. It's the same way modern humans handle public restrooms.
Yeah, you mean they just shout over the stalls and like, hey, how's it going? Taking a shit?
There are other people in the room. You can hear them. They can hear you, but everyone pretends they can't. Now let's address sleeping. Ancient humans slept in groups, not because they wanted to, but because they had to. At night, temperatures dropped, predators hunted, fires needed tending. Sleeping together meant warmth and safety. Archaeological evidence from places like Ohalo 2 in Israel shows that 23,000 years ago, humans built small shelters barely big enough for a family to lie down in. Everyone was touching. There was no rolling over without bumping into someone. And this continued for tens of thousands of years. Even in medieval Europe, entire families slept in one room, often in one bed. The idea...
This is still something that, like, you still have this to some extent with very young children, right? Like, it's generally considered better, like, when you have a young, like a baby, for the first couple of months to sleep with the child, because if they have a problem, for whatever reason, you're, like, right there.
Of children having their own bedrooms is shockingly recent.
Oh, and then even like with having kids, right? Obviously, people with smaller houses, people like, you know, I've known people that have fit like 6 kids into a 2-bedroom house. And the way you do, or like a 3-bedroom house, the way you do that is you just cram them together like sardines.
It didn't become common until the 1900s. So when did privacy actually become a thing? The answer is agriculture. Around 10,000 years ago, humans started farming. Farming meant staying in one place. Staying in one place meant building permanent structures, and permanent structures meant walls. For the first time in human history, you could close a door. You could have a room that other people couldn't see into. But even then, privacy was a luxury. Only the wealthy had separate bedrooms. Most people still lived in one-room homes with their entire family. Privacy as a right, as something everyone expects, didn't emerge until the last few hundred years. Here's the part that's hard for modern people to understand. Ancient humans might not have wanted privacy the way we do. Psychologist Erich Fromm argued that the need for privacy is a symptom of individualism. In societies where identity is tied to the group, being alone feels wrong. It feels isolating. For ancient humans, the group was everything. Your survival depended on other people.
Well, now you care about being in the group, but you don't. Being in the group is not crucial to you being alive, right? Like, you can separate from the group for a day, rejoin them, and then everything is fine. If you're separated from the group, you are, like, in ancient times, you're in a position where you cannot protect yourself.
Identity was built around your role in the tribe. Being alone wasn't peaceful. It was terrifying. Today, we have the opposite problem. We're so isolated that loneliness is an epidemic. We have all the privacy.
I think the other thing with now is the kind of groups you're involved in as well are very different. Because you can very easily be surrounded by 50,000 people all of the time, and that's not the kind of groups you had. And a lot of these groups are very aggressive as well. Like, if you're hanging out on social media all the time, a lot of the members of the group don't like you. So it's a different sort of... You have a different mentality about what the group actually means, what the group actually is. I'm sure psychologists have looked into, like, you know, the idea of you're by yourself, but you're not necessarily lonely, and sort of how that plays in with, you know, the modern luxuries we have, like social media, the internet, easy communication with members of the group, things like that.
We want, and we're miserable because of it. So here's the answer. Ancient humans had privacy through social agreement, not physical separation. They created invisible boundaries using timing, distance, and mutual pretense. They didn't need to be alone because their sense of self was different from ours. And when agriculture gave us walls, we slowly built the world we live in now. A world where you can close a door and be completely alone. Where you can go days without seeing another person.
I've done that before.
Where privacy is so common that we've forgotten what it cost. For 290,000 years, humans were never alone. Then we invented walls, and we've been lonely ever since.
Well, that was a sad ending to that video. Well, that's going to be, that was a good video. I did enjoy that. I've never seen this channel before. Might check out more of this stuff in the future. So that's going to be where we end it off for today.